It started with a whisper in the data, a faint, flickering light moving faster than anything had a right to. And then Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb broke the silence. Something strange, he warned, is happening with the interstellar object known as 3IATLAS. It's accelerating, but not because of gravity. It's brightening, but without a trace of the gas or dust we expect. And now it's moving through our solar system like a messenger that doesn't obey the rules of physics. What could possibly be pushing it? A comet we don't understand, or something far more mysterious? You're watching Space Evidence Atlas, and in this episode, we'll uncover why one of the world's top astrophysicists believes 3IATLAS could be the most extraordinary object ever discovered. Avi Loeb isn't the kind of scientist who stays quiet when the data doesn't add up. When he saw the early numbers on 3IATLAS, its orbit, its sudden brightening, its unexplained acceleration, he knew something was wrong. According to Loeb, the object began showing a motion that couldn't be explained by gravity alone. It was being pushed out slightly, but consistently, as if a hidden engine were at work beneath its icy surface. At first, astronomers thought it must be a comet releasing gas as it neared the sun, but that explanation fell apart quickly. There was no visible tail, no cloud of gas, no jets. And yet, its speed kept changing. Loeb's words were cautious but clear. We might be looking at something beyond a natural origin. He wasn't claiming proof of aliens. He was pointing out the facts that the object's trajectory, brightness, and motion didn't match anything known. In other words, nature wasn't behaving naturally. This wasn't humanity's first interstellar encounter. In 2017, we spotted Oumuamua, the first object from another star system to enter our solar system. It was long, thin, and tumbled like a baton. But it too accelerated strangely, without any visible jets. Loeb made headlines by suggesting it might be a light sail, a piece of technology from another civilization. Then came 3I Borisov in 2019, a normal comet rich in ice and dust. It behaved as expected. That gave scientists comfort. At least one interstellar visitor fit our models. But 3IATLAS, discovered in 2024, broke all the rules again, bigger, faster, brighter, and far stranger. It didn't just resemble Oumuamua, it expanded the mystery Oumuamua began. 3IATLAS came from deep interstellar space, its path perfectly aligned with the plane of the planets, something that should be statistically impossible. And yet, there it was, gliding through the solar system as if placed with precision. A 1 in 500 chance, a cosmic coincidence, or something deliberate. It was first spotted by the Atlas survey in Hawaii, the same automated system designed to find asteroids that might threaten Earth. On the screens, it appeared as a faint smudge, barely distinguishable from background stars. But its motion was unusual. Astronomers plotted its path, expecting an elliptical orbit, something bound to our sun. Instead, the curve didn't close. Its trajectory was hyperbolic, proof it came from another star system. For the third time in recorded history, humanity had caught sight of a visitor from beyond. But this one was unlike any before. As the days passed, 3IATLAS began to brighten. Not slowly like a typical comet, but rapidly, 5 times brighter in less than a week. Telescopes across the world turned to watch. Data came flooding in from NASA, the European Southern Observatory, and amateur astronomers alike. What they found left them puzzled. The object wasn't simply reflecting sunlight. It was emitting a strange blue glow, one that suggested something energetic, perhaps ionized gases like CO, but the patterns didn't match. If it were a natural comet, it should have been wrapped in a visible halo of gas and dust. There was none, and that was only the beginning. As Loeb studied the data, he noticed the forces acting on the object didn't make sense. Its acceleration had components, one directed away from the sun, another sideways, but none vertical. Something was pushing it, but from within, not from outside. If this were outgassing, the object would have lost about 13% of its total mass. That kind of mass loss would create enormous visible jets, but none were seen. Even under infrared imaging, there was no plume, no material trail, no evaporation. It was as though 3IATLAS were being pushed by something invisible, a force that mimicked a rocket's thrust. Loeb said quietly in an interview, "If this were an engineered object, we would expect directional acceleration." And that's exactly what we see. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean aliens, it means physics we can't yet explain. And in science, the moment we can't explain something, that's where discovery begins. By October 2025, Loeb and his team had compiled a list of anomalies that made 3IATLAS unlike anything in our catalog. 10 facts that refused to fit the narrative of a normal comet. Its orbit perfectly aligned with the planetary plane, a 0.2% chance. Its brightness spike, 5-fold in a week, its jet facing the sun, not away. Its mass, 1,000,000 times heavier than Oumuamua and yet accelerating faster. Its encounters near Mars, Venus, and Jupiter but hidden from Earth's vantage point. Its gas composition, rich in nickel, a metal found in industrial alloys. Its water content, barely 4%, far below any natural comet. Its light is showing negative polarization, never seen in any other body. Its origin, the same direction as the WOW. Radio signal of 1977 and its motion as if shedding a sixth of its mass without releasing anything visible. Each fact alone is curious. Together they form a riddle. As Loeb put it, when you rule out the impossible, what remains, however improbable, must be considered. Not everyone agrees with Loeb's conclusions. Some scientists argue that the data could still fit a natural model, a super-dense comet with exotic ices, perhaps releasing gas jets we can't easily detect. Others think solar radiation pressure might be responsible. But even those explanations struggle to account for the observed patterns. Why only sideways acceleration? Why no trace of dust? Why the strange spectral shift turning the object bright blue near perihelion? Loeb suggests a more radical idea that we might be witnessing propulsion, not evaporation. Something or someone controlling motion through a process we don't yet understand. He compares it to a rocket-like mechanism where high-speed ejection of material creates thrust without visible jets. If true, 3IATLAS wouldn't just be another rock. It would be a relic of technology and perhaps a message. If this is your first time joining us, subscribe now to follow the upcoming data from JWST. We cover every confirmed observation and decode the science behind the mysteries mainstream media rushes past. The next test comes soon. In December 2025, the James Webb Space Telescope will turn its infrared sensors toward 3IATLAS. If it's a natural comet, JWST will see the evidence, a huge gas envelope carrying more than 10% of its mass. But if it sees nothing, then we have a problem. NASA's Minor Planet Center and the European Space Agency are both tracking the object closely. Even now, smaller observatories in Chile, South Africa, and Australia are collecting photometric data to detect subtle changes. So far, nothing matches the Comet model. As the data grows, the possibilities narrow, and Loeb's warning begins to sound less like speculation and more like foresight. This is where the story becomes about more than one object. For Loeb, 3IATLAS isn't just a puzzle, it's part of a larger mission. He founded the Galileo Project at Harvard to systematically search for physical evidence of extraterrestrial technology, not through belief, but through data. He argues that science should not dismiss what it cannot explain. In his words, if we find nothing, we learn. If we find something, we change everything. To understand 3IATLAS must change how we look at interstellar visitors. Not as cosmic accidents, but as potential artifacts, fragments of something greater. Maybe it's natural. Maybe it's a product of advanced physics. Or maybe it's a clue to the deeper architecture of the galaxy. Think of it this way. If even one interstellar object turns out to be technological, it means we are not the first to cross between the stars. It means space is not empty. It's filled with messages we just haven't learned to read. As the weeks pass, 3IATLAS continues to fade into the outer dark. It is now over 200 million kilometers from the Sun, coasting silently beyond Mars' orbit, but its mystery grows louder. Every few days, new data trickles in, small fluctuations in brightness, minor trajectory changes, and explained polarization effects. Each one adds a new layer of complexity. Scientists remain divided. Some say it's a comet behaving strangely. Others whisper that it's something built. But all agree on one thing: it's unlike anything ever seen. Loeb continues to analyze the results, urging transparency, peer review, and open data sharing. And behind his calm voice lies a warning that discovery often hides in anomalies, and ignoring them might mean missing the truth. 3IATLAS may soon be out of reach, but the search for others like it has just begun. The upcoming Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile will scan the entire sky every few nights, detecting hundreds of thousands of small moving objects, some of which could be interstellar. Loeb predicts we'll see one every year, and each one will bring us closer to an answer. Could these be natural wanderers? Or could they be fragments, debris, or probes from civilizations that predate ours by millions of years? We don't know yet, but one truth remains. Every mystery begins with curiosity. That's what drives science forward. That's why Loeb, despite criticism, keeps asking the questions others avoid. And that's why you, the viewer, matter. Because public curiosity fuels the search for truth. If you haven't already, subscribe to Space Evidence Atlas. We dive deep into the real data, not the headlines. Every week, we bring you investigations that connect astronomy, physics, and the unknown. The story of 3IATLAS is just beginning, and you'll want to be here when the next signal arrives. Somewhere beyond the orbit of Jupiter, 3IATLAS drifts silently toward the edge of our system. Its faint blue light fading, its secrets intact. In a few months, we may know more. JWST might confirm a gas cloud or not. If not, then we will have to face a question humanity has long avoided. Are we alone, or have we simply not recognized the signs of company? Avi Loeb's warning isn't just about 3IATLAS, it's about scientific courage. It's about daring to look at the impossible and still ask, what if? The universe is speaking. Through every comet, every particle, every signal that crosses the night sky. And maybe, just maybe, 3IATLAS is one of those whispers, a voice from far away, reminding us that discovery doesn't wait for belief. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this journey, subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts below. Do you think 3IATLAS is a natural wanderer or something else entirely? We'll be here, following the data as the mystery unfolds.